Hello everyone, I'm going to talk about the upcoming competition happening on September 9, 2025, which features the new BBQ Wood meta, which features two new items, one of which is BBQ Wood itself, and the other item is Red Oak Wood, which is a new type of wood. So now we have three types of wood if you don't count BBQ Wood, since that's a crafted version. So we have wood, oak wood, and red oak wood, which will all be required in order to make the BBQ Wood. I'll talk about the actual competition details, which were shared on Discord already, and then I'll show you what the starting biome looks like if you didn't already see it. And I don't have a build showcase for this one. I really wasn't planning to make one, since this meta is probably one of the easiest ones to figure out. I don't really expect people to need that much help, but I did decide to at least come up with two potential designs that would at least give you a very good idea of what to do. I guarantee you they will make BBQ Wood. I don't know how much exactly they'll make. My planner seems to think it'll make a decent amount, but we'll see. We'll figure that one out later. Eventually somebody will build it and let me know. But let's talk about the actual competition details here. So the cash boosts for this one are insane. Wood is getting cash boosted from 250 to 25,000, which is 100 times cash boost, and wood is something so easy to get. I mean, you'll get it all the time. Oak wood is cash boosted from 300 to 30,000. Now oak wood takes a long time to grow. You're obviously going to need it for the meta, but that's not the ideal way to get the cash, considering wood grows so much faster. And then red oak wood is cash boosted from 600 to 60,000. It is also a good option. It just takes 10 water in order to grow the red oak tree farm versus the 5 water for the regular tree farm. And BBQ Wood is the meta item, so its stars has been boosted to 125,000 each, so that's the only item you can sell in order to be competitive in the competition. The rewards will be the standard Gala rewards for this one. Trade time is the same 1 minute trade time that they've been doing, 1 gasoline per sale. And the biome we are given is a plains biome with a river on the west side, which is very nice because we can use all the passive water. They did provide us an oil seep, which is also very nice because you will probably be selling a lot of BBQ Wood since it's easy to make. But you may have noticed there is a lot of spoiled soil. The regular spoiled soil here, I believe, costs 25,000 to clear. I do have the enchanted fireworks NFTs, so it is cheaper for me. And then we have this spoiled soil, which I believe is 350,000 regular price to clear, if my math's correct there, or somewhere around that number. So yes, two different types of spoiled soil. This does mean that we might see different types, or they might be more expensive in the future. It did say that they are testing the spoiled soil in the competitions again to see how we feel about it. Of course, most people don't like it, but they'll test it anyways. But honestly, the spoiled soil really doesn't matter in this competition because the wood is so heavily cash boosted that you'll be able to clear it in minutes. Now, while I'm having this running, what you would want to do at the very start is build a couple of lumberjacks to start collecting wood from the tree farms, and you will need a woodshed since they don't provide you with one, and you can't build the lumberyard without first getting wood. So yes, you would want to place lumberjacks and a woodshed so you can at least start collecting some wood and then selling the wood for cash. So that's what I'm going to do in the meantime, just have that run. And honestly, I'll go ahead and turn on auto sell and just set wood to 1, and it'll just sell it as soon as I get 10 wood. Now back to the Discord one more time to actually talk about the recipes. Like I said, red oak wood requires 10 water to grow. It has a craft time of 40 seconds, so only a little bit more than a tree farm, and of course picked up by the logger, you know, just like your other trees. And then we have the BBQ Wood. This one is made at the lumber mill. It requires 5 wood, 10 red oak wood, and 5 oak wood. So all of the loggers can take all versions of the wood to the lumber mill. That means you don't need a woodshed or a lumber yard, since your loggers can do all the dropping off work. And keep in mind that is 20 drop-offs in total that are happening per BBQ barbecue wood, so your loggers will be very busy. Craft time is 1 minute and 30 seconds, and it is stored in the warehouse, so you will need a warehouse or two to store all the barbecue wood. You actually could do it with just one warehouse since that's the only item getting dropped off, and most of the time the lumber mills will be waiting on wood. Even if they have to walk a long distance to drop off at a single warehouse, they will still be waiting on wood, so they'll be able to get back on time to make the next barbecue wood. So yeah, you could run it with just one warehouse. It could work. And what I will do now is open up the Townstar Playbook Planner and show you guys here what the starting biome looks like on here, as well as the 2 ideas that I came up with that may potentially work. Once again, I don't have a proper guide on how to use the Townstar Playbook Planner. I said I would make that video a couple times now, but I'm going to continue delaying that until I feel like it's to a point where it makes sense to make that video. I've said this before, the Townstar Playbook Planner is a work in progress, and right now it's early access to mostly the supporters. That would be people supporting me on Patreon or YouTube membership. If you are doing that and you want an access key to access the planner, you can let me know on my Discord. Just send me a message. But with that out of the way, here's what the starting biome looks like. Barbecue wood starting biome, at least. I have 2 different versions of the spoiled soil here. You do have a good amount of passive water on the next to the river. So what you could do at the very start is get a red oak tree farm here, delete this pond and this marsh and that marsh, and you can have 3 red oak trees. Make a little bit of red oak. Of course you would want, let me put down the woodshed and the lumberjacks because that's what I did right now. You know, you would want something to gather wood with. I think I did something like that. Okay, and then you would want some oak wood. So get oak tree farms as long as they have 5 water, and they do grow very slowly, so you would want multiple of them. I think I will just, actually I could have tree farms here, so let's do something like that. This is just to get a quick idea of how to make barbecue wood. It is so easy. And for the tree farms, let's do this, just put them close to the river like so. And obviously you would want to clear the spoiled soil, and you can just put tree farms there. And here I am making a little bit of each wood, and eventually once you have enough money, you would build the lumber mill. Now of course you would want to actually do your gas setup first, but this is just like a quick explanation on how easy it is to make the barbecue wood. You could just put the lumber mill here. You'd also need a warehouse, so I suppose delete that marsh, put a warehouse there. And it says I'm making barbecue wood. Very little, obviously, because it's barely any trees and it's just one lumber mill, but that's how easy it is to make the meta item. Ideally you would want to collect enough cash to actually finish the full design instead of doing just this, but this is just to show you how easy it is to do. So let me go over these 2 ideas here. I did not test them out in game. I wasn't even going to give you guys an idea on how to do this, but I decided to just spend 30 minutes on the planner and at least come up with something here. So this is the first idea. It focuses on having more loggers than you probably need to, but still having all the trees here and all the lumber mills to make barbecue wood. I've said this on the production prediction in this planner before, but this is not that accurate. You really should not be depending on this, especially if it's only wood, since the wood is the least accurate thing out of all the things it could predict here because of the worker pathing. But if you want to go by the production prediction, it's saying that this should be able to make about 250 barbecue wood per hour, and that's mostly just because the bottleneck is all the versions of wood, even though the wood is kind of balanced, according to this, supposedly. In reality, within the game, it will prioritize the closer trees first, but you do want to have your tree farms, and probably your red oak farms, your red oak tree farms closest to the lumber mills, and the oak tree farms farthest away, because the oak tree farms take 2 minutes to grow. They will take the longest amount of time to grow, so your loggers won't be making that much trips to the oak tree farms. Now, I think the problem with this first idea is that there is a lot of loggers, probably more than is required. The planner seems to think so. This basically means that the loggers are only doing work about half the time according to this. So yeah, it probably has too many loggers. As far as the gas setup goes, we have the oil seep right here. So that means this refinery has 2 passive crude oil to make petroleum, and this one's the one making gasoline. Gasoline gets stored in the fuel storage, as you can see. That would get you all the gas that you need. Now, of course, I don't have a trade depot on this example. You probably would want to, let's see, get rid of this logger house and put a trade depot there. It's just an oversight I had because I made this very quickly. So yeah, you would just put the trade depot in that corner and you're set. This might make a decent amount. Well, let me explain a little bit more about the passive water here. Obviously, you can see I have a lot of ponds, and with this setup here, I have enough ponds placed here so that all the red oak tree farms have the 10 passive water that they need. And then everywhere else, I try to have at least 5 passive water for the oak tree farms and the regular tree farms. There's 2 spots right here that don't have 5 passive water, so I just decided to put 2 paved roads there. At least that would speed up the loggers a little bit when they're walking over here. Probably doesn't help that much, but this is just an idea after all, so that's what I did. So then I came up with the second idea after I realized this is probably too many loggers. So idea number 2 takes away some of the loggers, shifts the lumber mills further to the north, I suppose. Probably gets rid of 2 lumber mills for 2 warehouses, since supposedly this was too many lumber mills. And this should be enough loggers to do all the work according to the planner, right? And according to the production prediction, this should make 294 barbecue wood per hour, which once again, I don't think so. But if it makes at least 250, this would be very good. You might have to tweak it to get it to work, but this is what I figured would be a design that I would come up with and test in the game, and maybe after a few tweaks, it would work very well. So I will once again show you the passive water. There are more ponds here, right, which allows for more red oak tree farms over here, and more oak tree farms in general over here, and you still have enough tree farms. And I do have to have this kind of weird setup with the ponds and the paved roads because of the dirty casted by the refinery. As you can see, it's hitting these 4 tiles right here, so that's kind of the boundary. There are 2 empty tiles here. You could just use that for a builder house. I guess you could put a road in another logger house, whatever. Yes, you would want to delete one of these logger houses to put your trade depot. Now, can one trade depot handle all the sales? Considering you can sell about 10 items per minute and you only need to worry about the barbecue wood, then yes, one trade depot can handle all the sales. But once it gets over 500 barbecue wood per hour is when you would need 2 trade depots, or if you have an express depot, that could probably handle close to 1,000 per hour. Notice I don't have a lumber yard for this one. I don't believe you need to store any wood or oak wood or red oak wood. You can, it might be better. It really depends on the setup once again, but you don't have to have a lumberyard or woodshed. As you can see, all the tree farms are on a green craft timer. No shade or dirty is hitting them right there, and that is basically it for this design idea right here. If somebody does end up using this, let me know how it did. You probably would end up making tweaks to it, I understand. But yeah, of course, let me know how it did. If you have the town hall, of course, I would recommend putting it in one of those empty spots. The town hall does help out with the craft time, specifically only for the regular tree farms. It's not going to help for the oak wood or red oak wood, but just for the regular wood, it is better than nothing at the very least. And oh, look at that, it's only been a couple of minutes and we're at 2 million cash already. It's really not that hard. I'm not exactly sure how much it would cost to clear all the spoiled soil at the top of my head, seeing as there's like 12 really expensive ones and maybe like 30 of these. It would probably cost 4 mil, maybe 5 mil to clear all the spoiled soil on the tree farms. Of course, I could have added more lumberjacks, like I said, add more tree farms and stuff, and I probably would have been at 5 mil already. Just take my my word for it, getting all the cash to clear all this is not hard. Building everything, the hardest part is just going to be to make the lumber, to build all the logger houses, and really that's not even that hard. So hopefully you found this video, although different, but still informative, and if you enjoyed it, please leave a like, leave a comment, consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. There are links in the description on how to support me if you wish to support me, and as always, I appreciate your support and thank you for watching.